And now it's time for Joel's Gnomes.
Hello, welcome once again to Joel's Gnomes. I'm Leander, one of Joel's Gnomes, and today we're going to talk about a kind of perennial geranium. Perennial geraniums are all herbaceous geraniums, which means that they don't have stems or sticks that will survive and provide winter interest. They all die down to the ground in the winter and they come back every spring. Perennial geraniums are native to all different parts of the world. Some do best in full shade, others up to full sun. Some have very tiny leaves, and some the leaves are big and huge. Today we're going to talk about a perennial geranium called geranium macrorhizum. That's what it is, macrorhizum. This geranium is native to Southeast Alps, to the Balkan regions. It's also called rock Cranesbill or Balkan geranium. This is the Cranesbill right here. It makes a wonderful ground cover. The flowers range from white to almost magenta. The variety we have here is a very light pink. It's late in May, and these perennial geraniums are just covered in wonderful blossoms that bees and butterflies just eat up. They just love them. This is what we call a three-season kind of plant. In the spring, you get the wonderful light green new growth, and then you get all the flowers that cover the plant. After the flowers are gone, you get a wonderful ground cover because these are very easy to propagate, and they don't spread all that much, but they provide a nice rounded mound to each plant, and you can just plant them all over the place, and they are a great weed controlling ground cover. And in the fall, when it gets cold, they turn wonderful shades of yellow, orange, and red. So this is geranium macrorhizum right here, and we'll give you another view. Okay, it's the same day in May, but you can see how this can form a nice ground cover. These plants are in fuller shade than the ones I showed you earlier, out that way. So the partial sun ones, they flower sort of in waves a little bit later than the ones that are in full shade, but these provide a wonderful ground cover. It chokes out weeds, and it's just a beautiful quiet plant. And in the fall, once again, it's got wonderful yellow, orange, and red fall colors to it. We're going to give you another view of that, or the ground cover. So we used it in this corner of the garden as a nice ground cover. It's surrounding this boxwood. It grows out that way. It grows out toward the street. And you can see how nice and tight it is in there. And when you cut the stems, the leaves, this plant has a nice lemon pledge kind of smell to it. One way to keep them flowering, they will stay tight, but you can, keep the flowering going. If you reach down in there, they have a woody kind of stem to them. You cut that off just about an inch above where the ground is, and you got your cutting here. That ground spot will leaf out again and possibly flower again during the same season. So there are several ways to propagate these plants. One way is in early spring, you just dig up an area and gently separate all the roots, and you plant all those individual plants, and then you'll have a nice ground cover. Or you can take these cuttings after you flower them, and you take your cutting, you get rid of some of these brown bits to it. You can get rid of most of these leaves. just leave a few leaves on this, and you will take this cutting and put it in a 50-50 combo of compost and sand, and that is a wonderful rooting mixture. You put that in a plastic container that you get your other plants from, and you keep it in the shade, and you keep it moist for about a month, and these things will root like crazy, and then you'll have a whole nother plant that you can plant before the fall. So 2 ways of propagating them. One is dividing them in early spring. Another one is take cuttings and root them, and then you'll get a heck of a lot more plants. So if you want to start small, just get 1 plant, and at the end of the season you'll probably have 10 or so if you want, and in a couple of years you'll have enough for all your friends and all your neighbors. And just wanted to show you some hot pollination action. Oh yeah, oh yeah, fertilize that, you know you like it. Yeah, we're gonna have a little video about the bugs and the bees pretty soon. It's about time you kids learned all about how plants propagate. Where are you? There you are. So once again, I am Leander, one of Joel's Gnomes. Thank you very, very much for watching Joel's Gnomes. If you like what you see, please hit the subscribe button, but most importantly, hit the like button, and we'll have more videos out for you soon. As for me, Joel has told me that it's going to thunder pretty soon, and he told me to mow the yard before the weekend.